Hello and welcome to our video on rates and unit rates. This is just an introduction to tomorrow's lesson when we'll talk about using these tools in more depth. Tonight be sure to fill in your guided note as you go. If you forgot it at school, go on Moodle and print it off. And if you can't do it because your printer's not working, you need to write everything out to get the points. Alright, let's get started. Rates. A rate is a ratio with two quantities in different units. For example, here are three examples of rates. 60 miles in 2 hours. So our ratio would be 60 to 2. And our units would be, our units would be miles and hours. So we've got both a ratio in there and two quantities in different units because miles are different from hours. Let's look at the next one. We have 210 calories and 3 servings. So our ratio would be 210 to 3, and our different units are calories and servings. And our last one is 4 games and 8 goals. So the ratio would be 4 to 8, and the different units are games and goals. For the next part, you need to look at each example of a rate and figure out what units are being compared. So on your handout, you see a number and then a blank, the word and another blank. You need to write down what units you think are being compared. We'll do the first one together. So for the first one, I'd write down, well, first it says 5 pears cost $2. The units that are being compared are pears and dollars. So on my handout, it looks like this. I would write pears and dollars. So you're going to go through and do that for each question. Then on your own, write an example of your own rate. It can be any rate you would like. Click pause now and get that part done. The next thing we're going to talk about are unit rates. Unit rates. Well, you know what a rate is. We just talked about that. But unit implies one, or gives you the idea that it means one. So what a unit rate is the rate for 1 unit of a given quantity. For example, here are a bunch of unit rates. So 30 miles in 1 hour. Or 70 calories in 1 serving. In 1 game, there were 2 goals. On this side of the table, you can see the rates. They're from the last slide. But they're rates. There are 2 hours, 3 servings, and 4 games. Whereas in the unit rate section, it's 1 hour, 1 serving, and 1 game. In class, we'll talk about how to convert from rates to unit rates and how to use these tools. But for now, tonight, you're just getting used to the idea of them. Here's the part you're going to work on. Well, first, on your handout, you need to make sure that you wrote down the information that you're missing from this table and then complete these problems. So you need to write down the quantity that makes each of the following unit rate. For example, for the first one, I would write down 1 kilogram because the thing that makes 1 kilogram of rice per 8 cups of water a unit rate, meaning it has just 1, is that it's only 1 kilogram of rice. Try doing the next 4 on your own. Then when you're done that, write an example of a unit rate. It can be any unit rate you want. That's all for now. I hope you have a good night, and I'll see you in class tomorrow.